What is up, you guys? And with Ant-Man out in cinemas right now, I thought it would be appropriate if I did a video where I rank the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 2 films from least best to best. So, here we go. Starting out at the bottom at number 6, I've put Iron Man 3. Now, this is a film, I did watch this film for the first time sometime this year, I can't remember when, and I remember liking the film. I thought it was a decent, entertaining film. It's just, for me, it didn't blow me away that much. I like Robert Downey Jr., I thought he was great in the film as Iron Man. I like the little kid he's with, I like Gwyneth Paltrow. It's just, for me, the film just kind of lost steam with the villains, and the main villain, that Aldrich Killian, Guy Pearce dude. I didn't find him to be a very interesting villain of sorts, and I know the whole Mandarin twist pissed off a lot of hardcore fans, but since I'm not a hardcore fan, it didn't really piss me off, but it did confuse me. I was just like, Ben Kingsley just seemed like such a great villain, why do you waste him and all that stuff? But anyway, I did like the film, but in my personal opinion, it is the least best film of Phase 2 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So number 6, Iron Man 3. Number 5 is a film that I've literally just rewatched right now because I actually could not remember a lot about this film, and that is Thor: The Dark World. Now, this is a film a lot of people quite hate on, and I do see why, sort of. I mean, Malekith, I don't think he's the terrible, awful villain a lot of people say he is, but he is a little bit uninteresting, I will say that. He's not the most interested and invest-worthy villain out there, but I thought Christopher Eccleston was alright as Malekith, but the rest of the film I thought was a really kick-ass, hardcore, awesome film, and I love seeing Thor and Loki together. I love seeing all the Asgard and Thor stuff. I thought it was a bit improvement over the first Thor film, so it had more Thor stuff and more gods versus elves and all that awesome fantasy sci-fi badass stuff. So, number 5, Thor: The Dark World. Now we get into the top 4. Now these are the ones that I'm most excited to talk about. I'm most confused to put them in an order, but this is the order I put them in. Number 4, I've put our newest edition, Ant-Man. And if you want my full thoughts on Ant-Man, check out my review on my channel right now. Shameless plug, I know, but I don't care. But general thoughts, I did really enjoy Ant-Man. I thought Paul Rudd was good in the film, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly were all good in the film. I liked the whole second half of the film where it's doing all the heist action stuff, and all the CGI when he was really tiny was awesome. I really did like that. I thought the villain was, again, uninteresting when he was just the dude. When he was the Yellow Jacket, he was badass. I loved him. But yeah, Ant-Man was a really enjoyable film. One of the most different Marvel films out there, so for that reason, I gotta say Ant-Man, number 4. Number 3 was the other film Marvel brought to us this year, and that is Avengers Age of Ultron. I'm kind of disappointed to say that this is not number 1, because not having an Avengers film as number 1 seemed a bit weird to me, but Avengers Age of Ultron, I did really enjoy it. I thought it was a really cool sequel to the Avengers, a really cool another team-up film for the Marvel Universe. I liked all the action, I liked the villain Ultron, I liked all cinematography and all the battle stuff, especially the last battle scene with Ultron and the Quicksilver and all the Ultron robots. I thought that was pretty awesome as well, and I was thoroughly entertained with the Age of Ultron, and I just need to rewatch it on Blu-ray right now to get more clear thoughts on it, because I can't remember a lot about the film, but I remember really do liking it. So number 3, Age of Ultron. Now number 1 and 2, I was switching back and forth so many times, but I finally sat down and I was like, okay, which one is actually better? And I think I've cracked it. So number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a film which, the more I think about it, the more I just think it's such an awesome film. I mean, it's one of the most light-hearted, and it's just one of the most enjoyable films I've sat through in the cinema. It's just so much fun. I remember just watching the film on the big screen, I was just smiling all the way through it. I love the characters, I love all the actors role perfect as their roles. I love the soundtrack. Who doesn't love the soundtrack? Ooga chugga, ooga ooga ooga, and all that stuff. The action was great. The CGI and all that special effects were just out of this world, literally. And it was just a really great film, and I loved Guardians of the Galaxy so much, so for that reason, number 2. And yes, you all saw this coming, it's the one I haven't mentioned. Number 1, the best film of Phase 2, in my opinion, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I was blown away by how much I loved this film, because I did enjoy the first one for what it was. I know a lot of people weren't very keen on it, but I liked it, but I love this one even more. It was just such a really different film, like Ant-Man, but it was like a spy espionage kind of film. But it's just like, I love the tone, and I love the characters, and I love Captain America and Black Widow and all the villains on there and stuff, and the Winter Soldier. I love all the bigger picture conspiracy kind of stuff. It feels like a 70s crime thriller, it really does. But also like the typical airborne CGI end battle scene as well. But Captain America Winter Soldier, it still impresses me to this day, and I do think if I had to sit down and really think about it, I'd probably put this in the top 10 best superhero films ever made, that I've seen anyway. I really do love it, and in my opinion, best film of Phase 2, Winter Soldier. So that concludes my countdown of Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but more importantly, I want to know what you think. What are your favourite films of the MCU Phase 2? What is your order? Put your order down. And what films are you most looking forward to in Phase 3? I mean, there's so many I'm looking forward to. Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor, Ragnarok, the Avengers Infinity War films. I'm looking forward to all of those films. But whatever your thoughts are, tell me down there. And if you like this stuff, be sure to subscribe, because I got stuff coming to you guys all the time.